Hey everybody, I'm Nilla Hansson and I work as a stunt performer. And I'm here today to talk to you about my experience working on the new Black Crab Netflix movie. So I was the stunt double of Noomi Rapace on the film, and it was just such an intense and cold and really cool experience to do a film that we pretty much have not ever done in Sweden. So it was pretty cool. So the first time I heard about the project Black Crab, I was talking with my friend who had been talking with the stunt coordinator, who is a Norwegian guy called Kai, and we were talking about the project and who were the leads in the project and what kind of doubles they needed. And I heard it was Noomi Rapace, and I was like, I'm the exact length of Noomi Rapace. And when you do a stunt doubling, it's kind of like length and body type that you look at. So if you're a good match body wise and length wise, so I was like, I'm the perfect match. I hope he asks me to double her, because I think she's an amazing actress, and the roles that she does are just these really amazing, kick-ass, badass, but also really vulnerable women. And I just find the characters to be really interesting. And as a stunt performer and as a double, it's just crazy good to be able to double an actress that's, very physically able. So I really wanted to do that. And then eventually we, did decide on me doubling her, doing her stunt doubling and doing kind of her, some physical doubling as well. And it was just, it was a few weeks last year, or more than a few weeks. I think we were shooting for 2.5 months in the Swedish winter with, we were up in Kiruna as well. So we were up in, the north of Sweden doing these like ice skating scenes on these really big ice, not an ice rink because it was on an actual lake, but they had been prepping this really big area of ice so we could have our entire film crew out on the ice. And we were with a skating double as well, so we had me as a stunt double, and then we had the skating doubles for all the characters, and we're just doing some really cool skating scenes and skating action scenes, chasing scenes between skating and helicopters. And yeah, so that was crazy. It was, such a cool experience to do that here in Sweden, to do that kind of a film of that size and that magnitude here was a really cool experience. And for me, getting to be on the project for a long time was also really nice. It's not something we often do in Sweden, so that was also, such a great experience to just get to know the character and the crew and just create a really, cool sci-fi action film that we haven't seen in Sweden before. Especially for the fight sequences, she's been doing so many projects like abroad and really big blockbusters, which was really, really nice to have that input. She really knew what she wanted from like the action scenes, which was really, really great as a performer, because I want her input on what we can do with this character. So that was I think that was a good collaboration when it came to the actual like fighting of the character. So when I went into the shooting of this film, I think Kai, our stunt coordinator, told us that it was going to be cold. He was like, it's going to be I don't know what he said, but he said something about like, are you ready for a cold shoot, But then I don't think the cold really was that big of a deal, because we had it was supposed to be really cold in the movie as well. So we had all these winter gear on, we had all these layers. So that wasn't that big of an issue. When it comes to challenges in shooting in this kind of environment, I mean, partly we're Swedes, we're kind of used to the cold. It's not like we're like, oh my god, there's snow, But for sure, there's always an issue. And when we're up in Kiruna, we had to cancel shooting at one point because it was just too cold and too windy. You struggle, but we still, I think everybody made sure that they had the right gear, and we had all these heat pads going around everywhere. People were just handing out the little heat packs all the time. So we made sure that we were all comfortable. Yeah, so when we make a movie and when there's stunts in a movie, so there's all these different levels if you're a stunt performer or if you're a stunt coordinator. I was talking about Kai, our stunt coordinator, and he's essentially the one who's, you know, in charge of everything. He's our boss. He's the one we turn to, you know, when we want to, you know, find out something about whatever we're doing. He's the one who's instructing us, instructing the actors and the actresses, and who's, you know, in contact with the production as well. Me as a stunt performer or as a stunt double, that's kind of the same thing. It's just like when you're doubling an actor or an actress. When you're a performer, sometimes you just do the stunt as, you know, whatever character, the pizza guy, I don't know, someone. But so in Black Crab, I was a stunt double of Noomi. But then we had all these stunt guys in who were not doubling. They were, you know, performing as soldiers or whatever it was. And then you can also be a body double. It doesn't really have anything with stunts to do. I was doing that for this film as well. So the body double is someone who's, you know, steps in for the actors when they have other better things to do, like when you have 2 units. So the actors need to do like her close-ups or whatever it is, and then the body double does, I don't know, running, walking, sometimes just you know, whenever it's not super important that it's the actual actress and the actual face that's showing. So that's quite a bit of that as well, quite a bit of running with weapons. But then also in this film we had skating doubles. It's not really stunts either, but we had really great skaters who were doing a lot of the skating for the characters. But then that's also, you know, up to different actors do more of their own skating, and yeah. So it all depends on how much time you have and the physicality of the actor. In our dream world, we would only have like a bunch of stunt performers doing everything, but usually we do have extras who are not in the stunt sequence at all, and sometimes we might have stunt extras, I guess you'd call them, that might be doing some of the stunty bits, but not the really dancing. So they might be, you know, running around with weapons. They might do some kind of like contact with each other, but then we always plan that and rehearse that to make sure it's safe. And then we leave like the exploding and falling and wrecking ourselves to the stunt performers. I'm so excited to see this movie, just mostly because we spent so much time on it, and when we watch the playback, you know, every time we're like, oh my god, this is beautiful. Like the way it was shot was just beautiful. So I'm really excited to just see how, you know, how they put it together and how they made all of these, like also the action sequences, like sliding on the ice and stuff, like just how that, you know, how it looks. I don't always watch everything that I'm in, but this one I'm so gonna watch. I'm really excited. Thank you so much to Dark Label Productions for inviting me to talk about Black Crab. And if you guys want to see more videos of me talking and rambling about movie, TV, and game stuff, then hit like and comment and we'll see what we can do.